It was kind of nice just seeing you sit there quietly
Just
thinking for once,
I was actually, you know what I was doing too is I was typing a Reddit comment. So
Oh, I'm
that's what that
surprised you didn't
looks like.
grimace more.
It was still it was in here. It was in the heart. It was actually responding to a kind comment, so there was only a
Oh,
little
okay.
grimace.
That's why you're smiling
I
so
didn't
much.
have to kill anyone.
Well, welcome in. Welcome in to FYF Live. I'm your host again. Daddy's not home. It's John Luca Ruffalo who's home. The handsome, the esteemed, the I don't know any more words. That's it. And I'm joined by my dear friend Andrew Cooper. I almost just called you Coop. No context. Andrew Cooper. He is the tightest of ends. He's expert on all tight ends, all small holes, really, I'd say. But truly one of the best fantasy analysts I know. How you doing today, Coop?
I'm doing fantastic, man. A little bit rushed because we got crazy news, right? I was
I
just writing a
know.
quick article, doing a little video on the big news. You're the host, so you want to go ahead and break it for everybody?
Yeah. So Bills trade for DJ Moore. The Bears trade DJ Moore to the Bills. There's so many B's in there.
It's a big B day.
Pretty big trade going down. Josh Allen finally gets his wide receiver that he's been crying so much about. What was the compensation on that? What did he get back for? What did they get back for more?
We're still waiting. We're still waiting. I do know that he's going to carry a $24.5 million cap hit for the Bills. The Bears are gonna have $12 million in dead cap that they keep, but they save $16.5 million. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be worth a first, maybe less. It's definitely. I don't think it's gonna be a first plus. If it is, I feel like that'd be quite a bit. Just considering where he's at with the contract, but who knows? But I'll tell you this: it's great news for DJ Moore. It's great news for Josh Allen. It's good news for Rome Odunze. Good news for Colston Loveland, and it's fantastic news for Luther Burden. Absolutely
Luther Burden.
fantastic news for Luther Burden. Because I'll tell you, and I don't think
Up.
this is an exaggeration when I say that he is now some sort of combination of Jackson Smith and Jigba, CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Chris Godwin.
Really? All four?
All four combined into one. Well, maybe not all four combined into one, but I will say those names I mentioned those names specifically as those were all guys who, as rookies, were in part-time roles, right? CeeDee Lamb ran 94% of his routes from the slot as a rookie. JSN, as we know, was behind Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf. Chris Godwin was for 2 years was behind Deshaun Jackson and Mike Evans. Amon-Ra St. Brown, of course, as a rookie, took time to get a full-time role. But all those guys, when they got full-time roles, as these like 6 foot, 200 plus pound slot flankers, when they got those full-time roles, they blew up in a big way. By year 3, JSN was wide receiver 2. Chris Godwin in his 3rd year was wide receiver 2 in all of fantasy football. I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that the upside for Luther Burden is as high as anybody else now. And I know the floor isn't as good, obviously, because he hasn't done it yet, but I'm very excited.
That is what I was going to ask you about. Was what did you see in his rookie season that stood out to you? I feel like JSN is such a good name to throw out there because a lot of people might not have seen JSN coming. They might not have seen JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba as a locked and loaded CeeDee Lamb incarnate. So what did you see from Luther Burden last year?
I'll tell you, and I actually I got receipts on the JSN one. We talked about the same exact thing back then, 2024. I think in July, I have an article where I put out where I said, hey, these are part-time slot guys that I think if they got bigger roles would look better based on their yards per route run and their profile. And the 3 names in there were JSN, Josh Downs, and Jaden Reed. And as we know, Josh Downs and Jaden Reed have not gotten full-time roles. I'm not sure if they ever will. Some of those guys, they might not be able to block at a high enough level to play every down roles, but I mean, JSN did get that role. He did get the transition into a big time role, and he blew up. And if you look at his rookie year, it was a lot of part time stuff. It was a lot of gadgety slot stuff. He had a super low ADOT. He only had 600 yards, which, as we know, Luther Burden also just only had 600 yards, right? And with Burden, you look at it and watch the tape. Like this guy, he has these explosive plays when given an opportunity, but when you have DJ Moore and Rome Odunze on the outside, guys that are incumbents, and you have 2 tight ends that need to play, Cole Kmet and Colston Loveland, there's just not a full-time role. So I'm super duper excited for for everybody except for Khalil Shakir. This is,
Yeah.
I mean, it's bad news for Khalil Shakir, terrible news for Keon Coleman, and also Josh Palmer. But the Bills need to do something, man. I mean, Brandon Beane, he's about to get fired if they don't step up, right? Like he's got to be as close to the chopping block as it gets, right?
I mean, he just served Sean McDermott up. He just pushed Sean McDermott off that cliff right before him.
Right.
So he's
And
the last one.
Exactly. And he's like definitely got like the Sean McDermott blood splatter all over him still.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
just like
so
he's
wiping
so
it off.
close to the guillotine himself. He's
Yeah.
just like trying now. That's what you do as a GM. You put other people in front.
Yeah, you push him ahead.
Mike Tomlin's been doing that for years with whatever his offensive coordinator is. Right? He's
Yeah.
like, you stand here in between
This is
me
your
and
fault.
in the axe. Yeah.
It's not my fault.
Right. But now, hey, you know what? Bills fans should be pumped. And the thing with Brandon Beane, which is why I think, he's not blameless here, is that, like, let's say you were GM, JL, and I gave you a first round pick, a second round pick, and $36 million, right, to go out and build an offense. You probably could do better than Keon Coleman, Dalton Kincaid, and Josh Palmer.
Yeah. I would hope so.
You would hope so, but that's exactly what, like, people are like, oh, the Bills don't ever do anything. Well, they actually did spend a first round pick and a second round pick on pass catchers and then spend money. It just didn't work.
Right.
It's not like they haven't tried. They've been screwing up. That's why Brandon Beane, to me, if this doesn't work, he's got to go.
Yeah, for sure. This is definitely, I mean, this season is his last day. It feels like everybody was thrown off by Jerry Pagula, the Bills owner, making that decision after the game. It's just like, yep, I'm firing somebody.
Yeah, he's a character. But the thing with him, with Terry, is Bills fans, like, it's hard to hate him because they were all these talks about them moving the team, even just moving it over the water to Toronto. And he came in. He's actually also the owner of the Buffalo Sabres. And he came in and was like, I'll buy the team and we're keeping them. So it's kind of hard to be, on one hand,
just do whatever he wants now.
It's like he's kind of a Bills legend now. Like Robert Kraft for the Patriots, they were trying to move him to all over the place.
I remember you telling me this.
Yeah, they were supposed to move to St. Louis. The guys, so first people wanted to move him to Hartford, and that didn't work. And then the guys from Anheuser-Busch, with all the money in the world,
Colorado?
No, St. Louis. That's St. Louis. Yeah, the obviously the people that own all the beers.
Yeah.
The Kings of Beers came in and actually bought the team, but Kraft owned the land and the stadium and basically wouldn't give up on the lease and was like, yeah, you can own the team, but they have to play here for another 8 years because of the lease. And they offered him like $200 million to just break the lease. And he goes, nope, how about we flip that? And I'll give you $200 million for the team. And they were like, fine. And now it's worth billions, dude. So it's like Kraft.
Crazy.
Yeah. No matter what Kraft does, you got to look back at that moment as a Patriots fan and remember that, like, he kept them here.
Yeah, he kept it out of the hands of the evil beer distributors.
The bad guys. We wouldn't even have a team, right? Imagine.
That would be terrible. I would treat like Boston. It feels like already the Patriots are doing too much, like covering too much area for what they've been given. Like LA has 2 teams in one city.
Right. There's a bunch of them. I mean, like, Florida has 3 teams, dude. New York has
3rd. Yeah,
New York has 2.
It's doing too much.
We wouldn't have anything up here.
We got Dustin in the chat saying, I'm happy they brought in someone, but paying a second for more seems too costly for me. And we haven't really discussed that piece of it yet. It's just, they went for DJ Moore here and not somebody else, right? There's opportunity cost in making that decision to go with DJ Moore. And my first thought was like, oh, that could work. Like, is that a name that excites you? Did what you see out of DJ Moore last year make you think that that this Bills offense is going to be looking different?
No, it's not what I saw last year. It's what I've seen in previous years for DJ Moore. Because last year he didn't really have a fit in the offense. And he even told us last offseason in August, he was like, hey, by the way, I'm probably not going to get as many targets this year. He straight up said that. And in fantasy football world, we just ignore that. We were like, oh,
we're like, shut up.
That's silly. Why would you say that?
Get targets.
Don't you ever say that. But he was right. And it was the case. And he had a super down year. But I think with targets, we've seen this guy. He's got 4 different seasons with 130 targets, 4 seasons with 1,000 yards. Like this could be the spot for him to blow up. And the thing about trades that often gets lost on people is the contract portion of it. Like when DeAndre Hopkins got traded to the Cardinals, everybody was like, "Oh my God, that's such a bad trade." But
Yeah,
you
the
weren't
David
actually
Johnson for
right,
DeAndre Hopkins.
right. And it wasn't necessarily a good trade, but the reason it was a second in that case is because DeAndre Hopkins said he wasn't going to play football unless he was the highest paid wide receiver in the league. And the Cardinals basically traded for the right to make him the highest paid player in the league. So that's why that deal went that way. With DJ Moore, he is under contract for 24.5 million cap hit, where guys at his level, the cap hits are like 30 million plus, like
Right.
Terry McLaurin, some of these guys like 40 million. So I think part of it, Dustin, is that you're getting that you're getting him under contract. You're not trading for the rights to pay him a big contract like Trent McDuffie, the trade here. And
Yeah.
Joe, I don't want to go into the Trent McDuffie trade because I've been going back and forth with some people. Have you seen the conversation I've been having on Twitter on Trent
No, I
McDuffie?
have not.
Dude, it is the most mind-boggling discussion of all time.
Bring us into it. Who are you talking to? And about the Rams trade this morning, I'm guessing?
The Rams trade yesterday. Okay, listen to this.
Yesterday.
So I basically mentioned, right? The basically the when the Chiefs acquired Trent McDuffie, they traded so the Patriots were on the clock at pick 21, right? The Chiefs gave up pick 29, pick 94, and pick 121 to move up to that spot, right? That was the deal that happened. Then this year, they're trading Trent McDuffie away for a first, a third, a fifth, and a sixth, which is essentially very similar to the first, third, and fourth they traded for him in the first place, right? I've got people on my timeline, Chiefs fans, arguing that it's not a first, a third, and a fourth that they traded the first time, that a pick swap is not the same, and all they traded was a third and fourth. It is mind-boggling logic from these people that they truly don't like. They're truly like, it's something where it needs to be explained to them with apples. Like if I have 3 apples and you have 1 apple, dude, these people are dead serious in these. I encourage everyone, go check out this thread. It will potentially leave you in a dark place. I went back and forth, and I'm not. Here's the thing: there's multiple people saying it. A bunch of likes. The guy that I'm arguing with has more likes than my replies. People that genuinely
getting ratio, bro.
Like they genuinely believe that because they swapped firsts, they somehow got Trent McDuffie for just a third and a fourth. It is the either that or this guy is the best troll of all time, and he's had me going on this for 2 days. But I mean, it is wild stuff. The lack of basic education some of these people have, man.
So the trade to summarize it, it's the Chiefs traded away their star cornerback Trent McDuffie, and they got 4 draft picks back. They got a first round this year, along with a 5th and 6th this year,
right,
and then a 7th next year.
Yeah, which is it's a lot of money. I mean, it's a lot of picks, but they also can pick up the 5th. They have the 5th-year option in place for McDuffie. They're probably going to extend him to a long-term deal, and I like the deal because you go out and you look at why the Rams lost, and there were 2 reasons. One, their special teams was terrible, but 2, Jackson Smith and Jigba was moving all over the formation, going into the slot, going into the backfield, and they had no answer for that. Well, this guy McDuffie operates out of the slot. He can play out wide. He can play all over the place. And now you have a guy that can just follow this guy into the slot, can just follow him around if you want to do that. So I think they're basically just paying to stop the player that beat them outright 2 out of 3 times in the regular season, right? Like if they beat them the first time, they get the bye week, right? But they lost. And then in the playoffs, they lost too. Like they got to figure out how to stop that one guy. This is their answer. So I think you got to do what you got to do. But Chiefs fans are outside of their mind.
Yeah, I mean they're the picks.
Dude,
I can't. Might be deadly.
The Chiefs definitely reload and restock in here. It's interesting to see what they're going to do, and now they're back in a spot where they need a high end corner again.
Yeah, there seems to be a few in this class that they could probably pick from with that first rounder.
Yeah, but that's the thing. first round guys are basically 50-50. We know the hit rates, on these guys. It's basically a 50-50 proposition at best. Towards the very top of the draft, I know they pick at 9, maybe. Odds get a little better than that, but it's like you're never safe doing that. Teams,
Yeah.
for every team that trades away Stephon Diggs and drafts Justin Jefferson, there's a team that trades away AJ Brown and drafts Jonathan Mingo.
Right. God, I love doing that like
Or
retroactive analysis.
Treylon Burks actually wasn't Mingo.
Oh my God, I thought he was gonna be something. Dude, he did make a sick OBJ like catch this season. I forget when it was. I just remember watching it. He's on Washington now, and he just made this like sick, reach
nasty.
back.
Yep, I remember that. That was sick. So hey, there's still hope out there. Burks.
Yeah, you're coming back. I picked him up immediately for fantasy.
You got to.
Just in case. You brought up Diggs. Stephon Diggs released a couple of days ago now, or at least informed that he will be released in the upcoming week. It's not that big of news. Do you think he lands anywhere else? Do you think he's done fantasy wise?
I think what's going to happen is no one's going to pick him up for a while. No one's going to add him for a while.
The veteran fizzle.
The big part of it is this. He had a contract bonus that was due on March 13th, right? An extra $6 million, which is actually, one of the highest set to be due. Like Amon-Ra St. Brown's got one for 8, which obviously they're going to let hit because he's awesome. But like he had a $6 million hit that was due March 15th. And then his court date for this whole situation he has with the, not paying and also
personal chef
pushing and this personal chef thing, that starts on April 1st. So the Patriots, and they probably weren't going to get any answers on April 1st anyway. So the Patriots just said, you know what? If we let this hit and then cut him later, we just lost $6 million. So we're going to cut him now. But every other team out there is going to sit and wait. Like they're not going to, you would be a fool to give this guy any sort of guaranteed money today and then have him end up on the commissioner's exempt list or end up in a situation where you got to release him. So I think what's going to happen is he's going to go through all this stuff and then someone's going to, if it gets all cleared up and everything's kosher, then he'll get picked up over the summer in like July or August.
Yeah, I know, he'll be that veteran player on some wide receiver needs the Bills, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, he's been kind of friendly with them. That would truly put Khalil Shakir under the floorboards all the way.
You're still holding out hope for Shakir back then.
Like he's already under the floorboards, but it's like the telltale heart. You can hear the heartbeat. The heartbeat would stop.
Shakir.
It would be done.
Dude, a funny story about that story is the first time I read it was like during a midterm exam, like a high school midterm English exam. And I got hooked into that story. I'm like, yo, what is happening next? I just remember like coming out of like suddenly realizing I was remembering that I was in an exam. Being like, yo, I have to write an essay about this now. It's crazy.
Dude, there's something special about that kind of stuff when it's like, because you and I, people of our generation, anything old like that, we immediately dismiss it.
Oh yeah, right? It's like this is old and boring.
Oh yeah, like this movie that everyone loves from like 1930
sucks.
Like I'm not gonna watch The Bicycle Thief, and then I watch it, and I'm like, dude,
the title's even too long. Like I'm not even gonna finish reading the title.
Yeah, I need to watch. What about the movie from 1929? M, just the letter M. Is that?
Yeah, no, I've got 25 other letters to get through, pal.
But then you watch that stuff, like then it's special when it's an awful waste of time when you watch it and you're like, wow, that was. I mean, I don't. What am I doing with my time? But when you watch something like that. Movies are just way better. I was like, where's Thor? You know what I mean? But
there's no CGI in this. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. But then every once in a while you'll watch something like that, or you'll read something like that, or you'll play a video game, and you're like, holy cow, like this I get it now.
Got me. Yeah.
That's a special feeling, right?
Yeah. I felt that when I read The Kite Runner too. I don't know why.
You're just like, yeah, this rules, dude. Oh, The Kite Runner is that?
I don't like reading, but I like reading this.
The Kite Runner was written in like 1995.
Yeah, I don't know why I read it. I can't tell you.
It was written in 2003. That's totally different than an old book.
That's fair. Yeah, like Shakespeare now, I'm like, I still think about like how does anybody read that?
Yeah,
How
right.
do you know what he's actually saying?
That's one of the ones I feel like you got to appreciate, like the fact that he's matching syllables in
Yeah,
it. But
yeah,
like, but it's not a good to me. It's not like I don't know. I don't want to I don't want to be blasphemous. It's like metal. Like listen to heavy metal music. Like you got to appreciate what they're doing and not
yeah,
how it's
yeah. Not
actually
just the
sounding.
result. Like if you're
Yeah,
going in expecting pop, if you're going in
right.
expecting a CGI Marvel movie,
Yeah, you're not getting that, dude.
you're just
You're not
not. It's
getting
not.
that. So that there's something special about like hitting on an old classic and having it actually resonate. So
Yeah.
Telltale Heart, the Khalil Shakir Telltale Heart season coming up.
Khalil Shakir, Telltale. He's coming back, dude. I'm back in on Khalil Shakir now.
No,
Thank you, Coop. I needed this.
you needed it, dude. That'll be
I need.
you know what? The other thing is that you got the Baltimore ties. That's probably why you're such a Poe head.
That's true. That's true.
You're a Poe boy.
Little Po boy. I didn't think about that then because I was a Washington fan then. But you're right. You're right. It probably did
It's
impact him
somewhere in there, dude.
somewhere in there
Somewhere
for
in there.
sure. My subconscious
That could have been the trigger, dude.
must have been. Well, Coop, thank you for joining us. We're going to keep it short and sweet today. Just go over a couple news items. Appreciate you joining us. If you don't follow Coop already, you're making a mistake. At Coupe Fiasco, we used to have a delightful song that would sing it to you, and I missed that song. I'm going to go play it right after this, just on repeat because I'm sick of Spotify. But Coop, truly one of the best fantasy analysts out there, and specialty on tight ends, but really it's across the board. So make sure you go follow Coop. Coop, thank you for joining, my friend. We'll see you on another time.